Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. Coming up tonight, the fall sports season rolls on with plenty of state tournament action. In the Coach's Corner, we're joined by the man in charge of the top-ranked football team in the state. Plus, our athlete of the week is a senior goalkeeper looking to lead her team to a soccer championship.
I think all of us are going to give literally everything that we got. We're not going to leave anything out there on that field because we want it more than anything.
Everyone is cheering for a new Zone Extra right now.
We are cheering as well. Good evening and welcome to the Zone Extra. I'm Andrew Chernoff. What a great week of high school sports with so much state tournament action across Indiana. In our Coach's Corner, his Wildcats are ranked #1 in the state and just wrapped up an unbeaten regular season. Lawrence North football coach Pat Mallory will be here in studio to talk about his Wildcats. Plus, our athlete of the week has yet to allow a goal in the postseason as Brebeuf and she look to punch their tickets to the state finals. We'll introduce you to Brave senior Lily Blackman. And stick around later in the show for the latest edition of Ask the Commissioner with the IHSAA's Paul Neidig. Now, let's take a look at this week in high school sports. Last Friday night, the final week of the football regular season at Westfield. The Rocks rolled to a 37-point win over Franklin Central to claim a share of the Hoosier Crossroads title. Meanwhile, New Pal locked up its second perfect regular season in 3 years as the Dragons cruised to a 38-0 win over Delta. At Martinsville, it was visiting Plainfield that scored 50 points in an upset win over the previously unbeaten Artesians. Those two schools, along with Decatur Central, all split the Mid-State Conference title. In a HSC, it was a showdown between the Royals and #1 Brownsburg. HSC jumped out to a 20-0 halftime lead, but the unbeaten Dogs rallied to tie the game in the fourth, and that's when this happened. Royals senior Mason Alexander, 93-yard kickoff return touchdown. HSC pulled off the upset with a 30-23 victory.
That's awesome, man. You know, I think we battled this year, overcome some adversity, injuries, and so on and so forth. Just proud of our guys, the way they fought. And we knew coming in that they're a team that can come back and fire back at it. I'm proud of our guys just to finish out the right way.
We thought of it as another game, basically. We weren't looking for an upset. We were just looking to play our best game, play what we did, and that's what we did. We put it on the field.
They sure did. Meanwhile, at Warren Central, it was a clash of powerhouse programs as the Warriors hosted Cathedral. 23 state titles between these two schools. Warren trailed 14-0 at one point, but the Warriors responded and won a game that went down to the wire. 34-28 was the final. And after the game, Warren head coach Mike Kirshner joined us live on the Zone's FaceTime Friday.
We got to get healthy. We got some kids banged up. We'll get some kids back here in the next few weeks. And as we always talk about, you focus on one game at a time. So right now our focus is on Arsenal Tech. We get them at home here in 2 weeks from tonight, and we're excited to start what we call the second season. We got to fix some things. We got to clean some things up. But we should be having fun right now. We've had a great regular season.
I hope Mike got his voice back by now. Here's a look at the final Class 6A poll of the season. Lawrence North, #1, Crown Point, 2nd, Westfield, Brownsburg, and Warren Central, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, respectively. More football action. Saturday was the Unified Flag Football State title at Grand Park between Carroll and Carmel. Hounds trail in the second half, but Will McKee connects with Cameron Brody right here for the touchdown, and all of a sudden, Carmel within 3. Under 3 minutes to go. It's McKee looking end zone again. This time he finds Josh Ott. Hounds take the lead. Not so fast as Carroll. Under 2 minutes left. 4th down. Carroll's Micah Livingston. Deep to Isaac Chapman, and that's the game-winning touchdown. Carroll wins its first unified football state title. 44-40 was the final. Meanwhile, in boys tennis, congratulations to Brebeuf. The top-ranked Braves edged out Center Grove for the team championship with a thrilling 3-2 victory. With the contest tied at 2, Brebeuf sophomore Tony Tancredi won his match at #2 singles in 3 sets for the clinching point. It's the first boys tennis title for Brebeuf in 51 years. Head coach Brandon Gill also becomes the first former individual state champion to also win a team title as a coach. Pretty impressive stuff right there. Meanwhile, in volleyball, sectional titles were on the line last weekend. Congrats to Center Grove, Brownsburg, Franklin, Lawrence North, HSE, Roncalli, Cathedral, Covenant Christian, Cecina, and Lutheran on winning sectional championships. Action continues on Saturday with regionals at 16 locations across the state. And last Saturday was also sectional day in cross country. On the boys' side, Carmel, Brownsburg, Fishers, Center Grove, and Mount Vernon were among the teams bringing home sectional hardware. And for the girls, congrats to Carmel, Brebeuf, Noblesville, Franklin Central, and Roncalli on their sectional championships. Action continues this Saturday with regionals at 5 locations across the state, including at Brownsburg and Shelbyville here in central Indiana. Moving to the pitch, where the postseason continued with regionals last week. Saturday is the semi-state round with teams just 1 win away from a spot in the state finals. In regional action on Saturday, congrats to Southport and Bloomington South, who won regionals in 3A. Bishop Chittard and Park Tudor are among the 2A regional champs, while Greenwood Christian and Covenant Christian won Class 1A regionals. And on the girls' side, Center Grove and Noblesville, both regional champs. The Millers are chasing a 3rd straight state title. In Class 2A, Brebeuf wins a regional title. We'll have more on the Braves coming up in our Athlete of the Week segment. And in Class 1A, top-ranked Heritage Christian moves on to semi-state with a 3-1 win over Oldenburg Academy. Time for a break, but we have much more ahead on the Zone Extra. Up next, it's the Coach's Corner. There he is. His Wildcats are unbeaten and ranked #1 in the state. Lawrence North football head coach Pat Mallory joins us for a chat. And still ahead, she's yet to allow a single goal in the girls' soccer state tournament. We'll introduce you to our Athlete of the Week from Brebeuf.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. This is the Zone Extra Coach's Corner.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Time now for our Coach's Corner. For the first time since 1989, Lawrence North football unbeaten at the end of the regular season. When we want to welcome in to the Zone Extra, the coach of the top-ranked Wildcats, Pat Mallory. Pat, appreciate the time as always.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. So 9-0. When did you know that this team was special?
Well, we thought we had a chance a few years ago, especially when the kids were in middle school, and we thought that they would be able to be special. Now, will they be able to pull up and be leaders and do everything that it takes to put yourself in a position to give yourself a chance to win? And so as we started progressing through, last year, and then we had guys showing up and being leaders as juniors. We had some that were leaders as sophomores. And so we knew that that would continue, hopefully can continue. And then this summer, they just really took it, by the horns and just kept going.
They keep winning, and this team knows the target gets bigger and bigger on their backs. What's impressed you with how they've handled this?
Yeah, in quite a few of our games here lately, they've scored on us first. And, for how we can just continue to look forward, we talk, and it's a lot of coaches talk about, you can't get too high, you can't get too low. You got to get right back in the middle and just keep your eyes forward. We cannot look behind us.
This team, where's it grown the most this year?
I think purely in the leadership position, we're always going to work. We're going to be known for working all year round. And, that's a given with us. But you got to have people that can be the extension of the head coach when you're not around, because you can't see everything, right? You can't be in every room. You can't be in every meeting. So you have to have guys that will step up and be your voice when you're not around.
You mentioned the extension of the head coach. Let's go back. This is your 12th year now. You were 0-9 that first year. You look at where you are now, 9-0. What's it been like just to see that evolution of this program?
We have to look back, and it's hard right now because we are getting ready for that second season. And we did celebrate. We totally celebrated the 9-0 regular season, and we had to put that to rest. hopefully later in 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks from now, we can pull it back up again. But we have to keep working, and we just have to keep moving and not take our foot off the gas. But in order to, it's been a steady go about it. And we talked about, I've got one guy on my staff right now that was with me when I first started 12 years ago. And what we've always talked about was it wasn't a matter of when can we turn the corner, or it's when will that be. It's not how. We know how we can put this work into place, but we got to get the right kids in the right positions and getting the staff built that we have in the last really 9 years. I've got a lot of my guys have been with me for 7 to 12 years now, and one good coach is kind of equal to 3 players, And so we have great players. I take nothing away from those guys, but I also have a great staff, and they keep me in check just like we all try to keep our kids in check.
It's that continuity which goes a long way. I want to look at your sectional bracket. Obviously, a little bit of a break this week, which is, I'm sure, much needed. Let's look at this, because November 1st, this is the Class 6A Sectional 6. North Central plays Cathedral. And, of course, you guys get your rival in Lawrence Central. Just how challenging is that sectional?
It is challenging, and it's tough to play your rival. You have a 1 in 3 chance of getting somebody else, with just a 4-team sectional. And so, you draw your rival, or you can draw Cathedral, or you can draw North Central, and everybody's good. And records don't matter anything now. Records are out the door, and you're getting ready to play that second season, and everybody wants to win, and everybody wants to keep going on. And, that's what we talk about, probably like all other teams talk about, is, win and survive.
And real quick, Coach, Davion Chandler, Tanner Aspislet, seniors, how vital will they be for this run?
Again, you're talking about leaders for us, guys that in the film room or in the weight room or during speed and agilities, wherever we're at, they try to get the most not only out of themselves but out of their teammates as well. And the great part about them being leaders is they will challenge us as the coaches as well.
Always a good thing. Pat Mallory, his team has been fun to watch this year. Pat, appreciate it as always. Best of luck the rest of the way as well.
Go Wildcats.
Absolutely. Still ahead on the Zone Extra, it's our Athlete of the Week. She's the goalkeeper who's yet to allow a goal in the state tournament. Coming up, meet Brebeuf senior Lily Blackman. Plus, we get you ready for the football postseason with a preview of the opening night of sectionals.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. The girls' soccer postseason continues on Saturday with semi-state action, and one team still chasing a championship is Brebeuf. A big reason for that is the play of the team's senior goalkeeper. Since the start of the state tournament, Lily Blackman has been absolutely outstanding for the Braves. In 5 matches, she's yet to allow a single goal, and now Brebeuf is just 1 win away from a trip to the state finals. And how about this? This season, Blackman has had 120 saves and 7 shutouts in just 20 matches. Blackman says she loves playing with this group of girls and wouldn't trade it for anything.
I'm grateful for every extra game I get with this team. It would be phenomenal to make it to the state game. I think all of us are going to give literally everything that we got. We're not going to leave anything out there on that field because we want it more than anything.
She has great confidence. Anyone who steps in to try and take a shot, I have no doubt that she'll challenge that and try and keep it out of the net. But like I said, she's a great communicator. She organizes our defense, and she gives everybody just that little bit of extra boost behind them.
This senior class has been insanely close since our freshman year. I consider a lot of these girls to be my best friends. I hang out with them all the time, and I just genuinely, we're all so grateful for how far we've made it. We've put the work in.
What a wonderful, outstanding young lady. We have a mantra here that it's men and women for others, and she is a true woman for others, and everything that she does, and being a servant leader and doing things in the community, and being just a great student as well as a great goalkeeper on the pitch. So just so happy for her.
We got to win semi-state first, and then we have to win state. And like I said, all these teams that we're going to play from here on out are going to be great. So it's going to take a lot. It's going to take everything. But like I said, we want it more than anyone, and we're going to do whatever it takes.
She's saying all the right things. Congrats to Lily and good luck to the Braves on Saturday in semi-state. And do not forget, Wish TV's got a brand new sports app. Get out your phones right now, scan that QR code on the screen and download the completely free All Indiana Sports app. You can find more on this story, plus all things Central Indiana High School sports and so much more. Get the All Indiana Sports app today. Time for a break, but still much more to come here on the Zone Extra. Coming up, it's the latest installment of Ask the Commissioner with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Now it's time for Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and bring you his answer. Here is this week's question. How excited are you to kick off the IHSAA football state tournament tomorrow night?
Well, any state championship that we run becomes exciting for those student athletes and those families that participate or watch it. But football is certainly special in the state of Indiana. We had our draw show recently, and we're going to kick off in a very short period of time our quest for schools to win a state championship. And one thing about that's cool in every one of our tournaments is everybody gets to participate in the tournament, and everybody starts undefeated when the tournament begins. So they may have a season not to their liking, and they have a chance to redeem that and try to really have a great effort and march towards Thanksgiving weekend at home of the Colts, Lucas Oil Stadium.
You know that's going to be here before we know it. Thanks again to the Commissioner for joining us. Here's how you can submit questions. Send us a tweet using the hashtags #TheZoneExtra and AskTheCommish, and your question could be used on a future show. Now, one of our favorite parts of covering high school sports is the fans. The school spirit that we see, absolutely incredible. And each fall we award the prestigious Zone banner to the school with the best spirit. Take a look at some of the best from the past week.
Oh, look at this! Oh, my goodness! The pumpkin eating contest! All right, here we go. Who's the winner? Who won? I think the freshman wins it all. The freshman wins.
I think he's going to be feeling that for a while. Awesome stuff though right there. Now this is what the students are competing for, the Zone Championship banner presented by Crew Car Wash and Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender. We're giving this huge banner to the school that is in the zone and has the best school spirit. Who's going to be the 2024 champs and claim the undisputed Top Spirit Award and this awesome banner to hang up at your school at the end of the season. And guess what? We're going to find out next month. Now it's time to take a look at our play of the week. Each week we feature one of the top plays from the world of high school sports here in Central Indiana. Plus we tell you how your video can be featured on a future show. But first, here is this week's top play. We showed this to you earlier. Do you remember this? HSE hosting #1 Brownsburg. Game tied in the fourth until Mason Alexander takes the kickoff back 93 yards. The game-winning TD for the Royals as HSE pulls off the upset. Incredible right there. Now our crews see a lot of great action, but we want to see your best plays every week too. Your video could be featured on a future edition of the Zone Extra as our play of the week. Here's what to do. Download that new All Indiana Sports app. Within the app, you can submit your plays, then tune in on Thursday night to see if your submission becomes our play of the week. And MyIndyTV is your local home for high school sports. Coming up tomorrow, it's the opening night of sectionals, and we have a top 10 matchup in Class 4A as Brebeuf and its high-flying offense host Danville. You can see all the action live on MyIndyTV tomorrow starting at 7 o'clock. And it's a big night of high school football all across Central Indiana as the tournament begins. AC will be live at Brebeuf for our Zone tailgate ahead of that showdown. Plus, we'll have scores and highlights from the most games in the state on the Zone tomorrow night beginning at 11:08. So what are some of the other games that we'll be covering tomorrow on the Zone? You see them right here. Mount Vernon versus unbeaten New Pal. Hamilton Heights taking on Speedway. Heritage Christian versus Lutheran. That should be a good one. Short Ridge against Mooresville and Chittard against Addicts. Win or go home, it is playoff time. That's going to do it for the Zone Extra. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in again next Thursday night for a brand new episode, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 11:08 for The Zone. For even more high school sports coverage, be sure to download the All Indiana Sports app. Have a great night, and we'll see you on The Zone tomorrow, 11:08.